YouTube, welcome to Wired In Daily, where we talk about the real. We talk about current events. We talk about sports. We talk about God. We talk about relationships. Make sure you enjoy the video. You like and share, subscribe, share with your grandma, your mama, your grandpa, anybody in your family and friends. Enjoy the video, and I'll see you there.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the channel, Wired In Daily. I got my man's Uncle Jay back on the podcast. This time over the phone. For the people that don't know, Jay, introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Uncle Jay back again. Here to talk about these hot topics. Right now I'm licking my wounds right now because of the Lions hurt me bad right now. I'm hurt right now, but it's all good. What up, though? D, talk to me,
man. You are loyal. You are loyal. I can't. I'm not on the table with Detroit, with the Lions, man. Even though, that's the hometown. That's where I'm from. I look at it like, I gotta take the teams that's gonna win. That put me in the position where I'm in parlays. I'm trying to win. It's not about loyalty when it comes to trying to gambling, right? Gambling. So. I don't know, man. I can't do it this year, man. They inconsistent, man. We need another quarterback.
I can't let you disrespect JG like that, man. When you start with the offensive line, though, our offensive line has been trash. You got to be able to protect the quarterback,
right?
D. Right. You got to be able to protect the quarterback. You see what they did to us, man. You see what Minnesota did to us, man. I got nightmares of that.
I had the Lions winning, though. I had the Lions winning in a pre-parlay without, I ain't finalized putting no money in, but I just was playing around. I had the Lions winning. And I didn't expect the Vikings to come out and do what they did. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree. No, I 100% agree with you, man. I really do. Like, our game plan was terrible. It was unacceptable, and we should have had better game plan for the Vikings. Yeah. All the pressure the defense was getting to Goff, and it was tearing us up. We couldn't pick up the blitz. It seemed like every time they ran the same play over and over again. It just was like, it just tore me up inside. But it's all good though, because guess what? These are building blocks so we can get to that bowl. They got to let the Detroit players in. You got to let us in.
Hey.
You got to let us in. But it's all good though.
I want to say this. You sound like how the Bills talk about they gonna win this and win that, and every year they lose to Mahomes in the playoffs. But
okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's all I want to say. But we could talk about football in another podcast and another episode. Because I want to piggyback off from these last couple of episodes that we did, and we talked about men, how men should be, how women should be, how we should carry ourselves in society and our culture, and how the culture is warped when it comes to, the dating world. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have these ideas of what dating is, but I think it's foundation principles that we can follow where dating don't have to be toxic. You feel what I'm saying?
No, I feel you, D.
So I want you to I'm about to ask you this question. Should men pay on the first date? And how much? This the first date. This is the y'all talking, and now you decide to, hey, let's meet up. What that look like to you?
For me, I feel like men should pay on the first date. That it just all depends on how his pockets is. For him to even build up that confidence to even ask a woman out, that's a big deal, D. You gotta, some men, depending on whatever job that they have, hey, everybody can't go to that 5-star restaurant, but for him to even want to take a woman out, I think the woman should be okay.
Right.
Wherever. the man take?
I mean, what you gotta say to a woman that say, nah, if it ain't that 5-star, don't even look my way. If you not spending $500 to $1,000 the first night, what I'm saying, don't even look my way. I look too pretty. I look too beautiful for this. You know what I'm saying? They put themselves on the pedestal like, I deserve X, Y, and Z. So how would you respond to that woman?
Well, if a woman acting like that, I'm gonna tell you straight up, we ain't gonna be able to. We can't do that.
Right.
We ain't gonna be able to rock.
Man.
No disrespect, we ain't gonna be able to rock because I already see what type of character you want, what type of time that you want.
Right.
And to piggyback in our last episode, we talked about that, having being ready, like being ready for. I lost my train of thoughts on that.
I was waiting for something. Being ready for what?
Let's start over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Being ready for. You lost your train of thought, but I'm gonna come up with this. Jay lost his train of thought, so I'm gonna take over and say, I think it's hard for men to date when women do got this entitled mindset. Because it's almost like just because you look beautiful, just because you're a woman, those the conversations where only a woman can say something like that. That's the double standard. A man can't go in and say, "Man, I deserve this. This woman can pay for me. She not paying $1,000 for this dinner, and she don't deserve me." We can't make that statement. You know why we can't make that statement? Because it's sassy. That's sassy. And I think that's one of the points I make where when women and men is different, because men can't make those statements. I'm telling you, man, it takes their manhood away. They'd be demonized as a little boy, a little girl, be called out his name. You know what I'm saying? Only a woman can get away with that. But I think and to respond, to piggyback off of you before you lost your train of thought, I think personally, when it comes to first date, man, ice cream, something simple. I want to know, because I'm giving you something simple because I want to know your character. I want to know if you're grateful. You know what I'm saying? You feel me?
No, facts. I hear that. No, that definitely. You definitely made a valid point right there. Definitely something simple to see where that character, how that character is.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think there's nothing wrong with a little Chipotle. To be honest, because I'm there to conversate. I'm not there to eat a whole steak with you and wine and dine to that level. That wine and dine to that level, whether I have money or not, Jay. Whether I have money or not, Can I talk to you about a past?
How you talk to me?
It was this girl that I used to talk to. She always say, "You just cheap and broke. You just cheap and broke." No, it's like a pride, bro. If I was one of these rappers and athletes, even if I had the money, bro, it's something deeper in my heart that say, I just can't sell out and do it. I can't be one of them rappers that because a girl look good, I'm gonna give you a Birkin bag. No, I can't do it, bro. I can't.
I feel that, D.
You gotta talk to me, Jay. Why you so quiet today?
I feel that on you. I feel that, D. No. Honestly, I feel that. Hey, it's all about the principle. I feel like too.
Absolutely.
I need a woman that's gonna rock with me, whether if I'm up or down.
Absolutely.
It was a viral clip going around talking. It was a woman. She felt like what's that? The Cheese Factory.
Oh, I remember the Cheese Factory was like mid. It was like
No. Yeah, it was like mid.
Right.
Like she didn't care for it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
right. I'm gonna have to add that clip in there.
This is reserved for women that hold themselves to a bit of.
See all of this.
I see you.
Correct?
I do.
I am not the type of female to be up in somebody's cheesecake factory.
Okay, so
I know that's
stop.
what you're
Hold
used
on.
to. Brokey on a budget.
Time out.
Brokey on a budget.
So-
All the brokies stand up.
So you want to go to Ruth Chris, right?
Yes.
All right. I feel like Ruth Chris is reserved for women that hold themselves to a bit of a standard that is not quite your level. Because when you walked in here,
Cause she was talking crazy.
The Cheesecake Factory. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She did.
And where do that come from? That comes from our culture. These rappers, right? It goes back to the entertainment. That entertainment has put this standard, that's warped standard, that this man supposed to just X, Y, and Z, just do it off the strength. And it's men that's out there. But what we talk about? We ain't no sucking men. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like,
That's a fact.
can I say this? I gotta say this.
Talk to me, D.
Just because you got money don't make you real.
No, you right.
Right?
No, you
Come on, man. Be like to the we always keep talking about the women, but the men has a say in this too, because it's men that would pay that $1,000 date and do all that stuff, and they is aiding that mindset, aiding it, because they can't talk to a female, they don't really can't get them like that, so they use their money to bribe them and pull up fishermen for themselves, and then they put.
Yeah,
I'll let you go.
yeah. No, yeah, you right though. Like some men feel like they can pay women for just they can buy.
Yeah.
They can buy them. They can buy them instead of putting that work in. Some men, it's like that. Some men feel like they can just buy the woman without even putting the work in. Some men be out here be trying to be mediocre, doing the bare minimum out here. Some men do that.
Right. I think it's a balance, man. I think that if it's meant to be for whoever you talking to, pursuing, bro, I don't think the woman have a problem with, on an ice cream date, going to the park, because that first date, I'm really not trying to really eat nothing crazy. I'm really trying to just talk to you in person, because we could be vibing over text, right? You could vibe over text. I'm a phone call type dude. I ain't gonna lie to you.
D, I ain't gonna lie to you. For me, I'm with you. I'm a FaceTime, talk on the phone type of person. So I gotta feel that energy. You know what I'm saying? I can't do all the texting. I'd have been and fell asleep on this girl. I can't lie, did to you, D. I've been and fell asleep. You know, and then eventually we gonna have to, we gonna have to link. We gonna have to, go out a little bit. Like, I gotta get to know you. I gotta know what I'm dealing with.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%. I remember when I used to. I just played around on the dating app, right? And I want to ask you a question on the dating app as well, too. But I used to play around on that dating app. Man, there's women out there, beautiful, right? Beautiful women, and they don't know how to have a conversation on the phone. They don't. All they do is text. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's another reason why the dating world is so messed up, is because everybody's hiding behind a keyboard, pretending to be something they're not. And then when they get in person or it's time to talk on the phone, now the real person come out. You know what I'm saying? And they don't know how to hold a conversation. It's awkward. Man.
That's facts. No, that's facts. You're not lying, D, on that. Because it is out here. communicate, man. Communication is key.
Yeah.
If you can't communicate, it ain't gonna work.
It ain't.
Speaking for me in general, like, you know what I'm saying, it just ain't gonna work for me if you can't communicate.
Right.
We gotta be able to talk. We gotta be able to talk.
Right. I mean talking is like that's an essential of living, right?
No, that's a fact. That's a fact. Dude. I'm gonna hit you with this, but you know what I blame it on too? I blame it on this thing called the phone that we have. We got this phone now, and so this. I feel like this messed up all the communication. I don't even think men know how to approach women now.
Oh,
the game don't even be right no more. Dude.
Oh my God. So I'm gonna say this because I don't want to like I'm a real one first. I gotta be real when I say this. Although sometimes I feel like I'm biased when I'm talking about the women and I don't hold men accountable, right? But I gotta hold a man accountable because in this sense, if a man or man is called to lead, and if you don't know how to communicate as a leader, you cook. You cook.
Right though. That is a fact. That is a fact. D, I got a story for you. Let me run this for you real quick. So one of my friends, we was having a conversation, we was talking, we was on the phone, and she was telling me like a guy tried to approach her, right? And so he tried to approach her, but let me tell you, D, what was crazy about the situation is when he, you know, everything, when he got up to her, you know what I'm saying, you know, I heard, you know, she was like, he wasn't a bad guy, he tried to, you know, talk to me or whatever. But guess what, D? Guess what the problem was, D?
What was it?
His breath was off.
Oh my God.
You know what I'm saying? The hygiene of the breath was off. So she was like, you know what I'm saying? So it instantly turned her off. So she had to hit the beeline and hit the dough. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just saying, man, talk about men with their hygiene though. You know.
Man. I play football, so I know it's some nasty men out there. It's some dudes that we get out of practice. They ain't take no shower. The equipment we practice in, they ain't taking it back home to get a wash. It's dudes that I practice with. We get morning practice. Man, I know he ain't brushed his teeth. He talking to me, kind of give me a play. I'm like, oh my God.
Man, and then the crazy thing, to go back to the, she would have gave old boy a shot, but his hygiene wasn't right. His breath wasn't right. Fellas, we gotta get our hygiene right. We gotta make sure we right if we don't approach a woman, because as men, we are hunters.
Right.
We hunt. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking for your wife, you can't. You know what I'm saying? I think you about to go talk to a lady and your breath smelling like dookie. You hear me? You know you gotta be real. I gotta be a real one first, D.
Right.
Let's rock.
Yeah, it's a lot of men, especially where I'm at in Nashville. It's this little suburb called Columbia, right? Man, it's a lot of men with plaque in their teeth, missing teeth. Man, that's like having teeth. That's another essential. You know what I'm saying? You could go without hair. I'm bald. You know, you could go without eyebrows, and you could go with. You know, just say you got one eye. Charleston White got one eye, right? But if you lose your teeth, you lose your teeth. I don't think you got a chance. You could lose a leg. You still in the game, right? I think so, right? Lose a leg, you in the game still. Lose an arm, but your teeth. I think that's number one. What you think?
No, I feel you, dude. Like, you know, hey, the thing about it, I feel like a man could pull a woman if his game right, if his hygiene right, if he a respectful man, if he come right. I feel like a man could pull a woman, any woman that he trying to talk to. But it always got to be right, D.
Right. Now
I gotta ask. Oh no, go ahead.
No. I agree with everything you're saying. Hygiene, man. Communication, being able to speak, because we are called to lead. And I feel like, you know, I don't want you to lose your question, but I feel like that's one of the reasons why women feel like they need to lead, because there's a lot of men that don't have the attributes of leadership. They can't.
That's a fact.
They can't communicate. They hide behind a screen. And you said one of the problems with the communication is the phones. But let me tell you something. I gotta tell you this. I gotta tell y'all this.
Okay, I rock out, D. I'm listening.
The phone made me good. It made me better. Man, shoot,
Okay.
bro. I remember late at night. This is middle school. This is on my home phone. Like when we had the landline and all that. My mom would leave, my dad would leave. I'll call a little girl on the phone, late night, lay in the bed, just talking. This is before texting came out or whatever. I didn't have a BlackBerry, but I'm just talking, mouthpiece, crazy. So I think the phone made me good. It made me able to communicate because at one time, and that's why I say I think being born in the 90s, those men have a chance than the ones that's born in the 2000s because you could text and do whatever, you know. Like,
And D, I gotta tell you though, not to cut you off. Like I just gotta tell you, like, you know, I remember a time when the house parties was jumping, you know, where I would go to the skating ring and you know what I'm saying, and listen, you didn't even had nothing, you know what I'm saying, to even get a number. No phone or nothing, you know what I'm saying. She used to have to write it on your hand, you know what I'm saying?
right.
You know, I miss those. I miss those times. You know what I'm saying?
do.
'Cause that way, that's back in the day when we was having real fun. You know.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead, D. Rock out. That's all I had.
I agree with that, man. Like, I feel like technology took I don't know, I can't find the word, but it was still a type of innocence in a way. Like, I don't know, it took a veil off of where you could go to a skating ring and I don't know, technology took the whole mystery away. I remember one time I was talking to somebody, right? This is like in middle school, right? And I know middle school relationship not serious, but I'm thinking about it like writing notes, passing notes, right? Getting the number. And at this time, like the Nokias was out and whatever, flip phones was out. So texting was there, but it wasn't there. So when you did call, sometimes the dad or mom answer the phone, then you sneak up, the girl call you or whatever, and you finally get the answer, and then you talking, oh, can I call my mom coming or my dad? You know, it was like, I like that stage. I don't think the kids growing up 2000 experienced that, especially 2010s, right? They haven't experienced that. So I just feel like, man, it was different back then. I sound old, man.
No. D, it sounds genuine. It sounds
Genuine. That's what it was. Genuine.
Okay. And it sounds authentic, man. Like, you understand, it's authentic. But now, you know, it's not like that no more. But D, I got a question for you, bro. Okay. I ask you this. Okay, so this question I found, I was looking around, and I'm like, I got this perfect question for D, and maybe he can take us there. Let's see. Okay, should men have to sacrifice happiness for family? What you say to that, D? That's a good question, ain't it?
Well, I think as a leader, it's time that we definitely have to sacrifice. And I think as a leader is also is your job to communicate to your significant other about how you feeling. Right? It should be a space where that leader not only is leading and pouring into the family, but has a space where he can be poured into and say, hey, you know, this is what I'm dealing with as I lead. I feel depressed. I feel this. I feel that. And I think that's one of the things with my wife where I can go to her and tell her. Hey,
shout out to the guap.
Right.
To say that. Shout out to the guap.
Right.
Hey, listen. Shout out to the guap. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So, I think it's about your significant other, man, like that safe space. And I think a lot of men don't have that, with their significant others. They feel like they have to be strong all the time, because my point earlier is that if a man express their feelings, he's sassy. Or if he express his feelings, then he's a female. He's not walking in his masculinity. But look at Jesus. Jesus cried. He was stern in what he believed in. He showed emotion behind it. I struggle with that too. Even though I can go to my wife and tell her X, Y, and Z, there's only so much I tell it, right? Because that's the fear.
Understand, because as men, we go through a lot. We carry a lot of weight on our shoulders, and it's hard for men to open up. It's hard for men to trust too,
right?
But D, you know what I'm saying? But that was a good answer. I like that answer, D.
Thank you.
But I'm gonna ask you this too. Do you feel like some men get their flowers when they in their rocking chair though?
Man, some men get their flowers when they dead, man. Most men. And that's unfortunate. I mean, we see it in society where you just look at Father's Day and Mother's Day. The mother is more glorified than the father, right?
Yeah.
And but I get it, because the culture, especially in the black culture, the man is not really there.
But shout out to the women though, because I'm gonna tell you something, D. Let me be real with you. I'm gonna rock out with you.
Okay.
The most beautiful thing is pregnancy.
Okay.
And as men, I'm glad I ain't got to do nothing like that. I'll watch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Go ahead, girl, rock out. Because as a man, that tops anything that we can do, though.
Right.
They bringing a human life in here, D. To that, what you say? Talk to me.
Well, I think we gotta look at each other as an equal, because work and providing, trying to figure out a way to provide for your family, man, that's hard in itself too. Everything that you do to try to provide, it ain't coming easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. It's stressful. Your back gets against the wall. It's people that's losing their house, losing their cars, with a whole family. And it's like bringing life into this world. I know it's bringing life into this world, and you don't want to compare that, but it's still a stress in itself. Even having a kid. So I think it's like we both equal, but we going through different things. And I think we gotta give each other grace as we go through the shifts in life. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel that, D. Let me ask you something, D, because since we going deep here.
Right.
I'm going to ask you this. Where do you feel the disconnect from men and women is? To that, what you say?
The disconnect is, man, I think that's definitely a good one, man. I wish my mom was here. But it's almost like this. The grass is greener on the other side, right? You heard that saying before. So you got the man looking at you got the woman looking at the man like, man, I can go to work and provide, and it's like, yeah, he's providing, but he's going through what he's going through while providing. You don't know this man thoughts, bro. I'm speaking for myself. Like, okay. I'm blessed to be in a position where, I can provide for my family and go beyond, right? But this man that's out here, they may not have the same mindset as me, and he's just working a normal 9 to 5. He's stressed, man. What's the average income for an American? It's like 25,000, 30,000 a year, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. Right?
No, it's crazy.
And so you got the woman looking at the man like, man, I can go to work, clock in, and come back. But it's like, that's not enough, because 30,000 a year for a family is not going to be suffice. And then you got the opposite, where if the mom or the woman is staying at home, we'll say the mom, The man looking like, what are you doing? You're not bringing nothing to the table. But she is. She's raising your family. She's raising the family. She's raising generations. So I think,
shout out to the stay home moms.
Amen. Amen.
Because the thing about it though, being a stay home mom, that hey, that's a job in itself. Cooking, cleaning, making sure everything being right, holding down. Because as men, we know we may come around there, we pumping our chests out. We may have a moment where we need to be nurtured in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Wives or girlfriends or whoever might say something that we gonna say, you know what, I can go a little bit longer.
Right. And so that's what I'm saying is, it's like you got us pointing at the finger, like, what are you doing? Or what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why it's a disconnect, because it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle, especially in our economy. But I think if we focus and embrace our role as a man and as a woman, and not look at what the other person is doing in a negative way, I think we can flourish and be the man and be the woman that God called us to be, as we grow together. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you, D. You talking, man. You preaching tonight, man. It's all right, man. Get us there. And you holding me up right now.
Right.
It's all good.
But I gotta keep it real. I gotta keep it real. I gotta talk to the man with this one.
Okay.
So, in our last podcast, we talked about, this the prostitution era where everybody's having sex and stuff, and who holds the key, right? But I gotta say this. I gotta say this statement, and you can piggyback off this statement if it hits home for your experience.
Oh,
so
I'm listening.
I feel like a man can't call a woman a hoe, especially if this man then filled her up with lies and said this and said that to get in her drawers, and then you sleep with her. She trusts you to sleep with her, and I'm not talking about a one night thing. This not a one night. This not a girl that's just a bop. I'm talking about a girl that you've been talking to. You've been, you hit her in a month or two, right?
Okay.
It's guys that say, "Oh, she a hoe." Hold on, how? You didn't gassed her up. Gassed her up, buying her flowers, taking her out, and these not Chipotle dates. This is Texas Roadhouse, Brazilian Steakhouse. That's what it is. 5-star. You got it. It's no parking lot. It's all valet.
I hear you.
You feel me?
Hey, no, I feel you.
So, what you gotta say about that? Because I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it.
No, I don't agree with it either, man. It's not like that. No, it shouldn't be like that at all. You know what I'm saying? You paint it just like I always tell you though, D. We paint this picture, to get what we want.
Right.
Essentially, you already know. Why? To get the cookie. Come on, man.
Right.
We can't play. And as men, we like to play these games, man. We like to, like I always said in the last podcast, we like to manipulate women. We do. And then and then don't get me started on the ones they get in their feelings when they don't get the box.
Oh my God.
A woman can tell you no. A woman can say no, that what I'm saying, she don't wanna do that with you. You know what I'm saying? She don't wanna hump.
Man, speak on that. Speak on that, man. Bro,
I got to let me
go crazy on that.
Go.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because some of these men be killing me. You know what I'm saying? Because just because the woman ain't trying to get down, they get in their feelings. If you don't take your tender, because man, listen, it's mind-boggling.
Yeah,
how you get in your feelings? How you get in your feelings if a woman don't want to lay down with you? She don't want to give you no coochie. Come on, man.
Nah. For the women that's out here that heard that, what Jay just said, that's sassy. That is sassy. You want to use that word? That's sassy. You call a woman a hoe, or you mad in your feelings, and you trying to shame a woman because she don't want to give you none. That's sassy, bro. Like if she, bro, look, it's girls that I talked to before, man. It's like, bro, you can't win them all. But I got Super Bowls. I got a couple rings.
You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I hear you, D. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You feel
But it just kills. It just kills me. But we gotta, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta go on the men too, because you know what I'm saying? Because they be doing. You know.
Yeah.
You know what they be doing.
Yeah.
Man.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know, they lie on their penis. You hear me, D?
Yeah.
They lie on their penis.
They lie.
You know what I'm saying? They lie on it.
They be so lame with it, dude. It's so lame. It's lame, bro. It's so lame, bro. Oh my God, some niggas is just so lame. And I be looking like, and then they be so lame, and I see them with a girl that I talked to that I lost to, right? I lost because she turned me down. I'm like, bro, you really talking to this nigga? This nigga so lame, like so. Man, it is what it is, though. But I just wanna, I just wanna just to be real, like, because a woman don't want to. Don't try to bash her, bro. She has a choice just like you. You know what I'm saying? Now, the only time where I'll be real. I'll be in my feelings, like we said in the other podcast, where she didn't been with everybody, and she like, nah, Sean, I want to be with you, and I want to, be serious with you, and my past is in the past.
That's
and that past in the past could be a couple days ago. Come on, man. I didn't have girls like that, bro. It's like, why you want to change for me? Man, come on, man. That's the only time I got in my feelings. Only time.
No, I feel you. No, I understand. But like I said, we got to get on these men too, man. Touching these topics on their hygiene and them being tender. Tender. Come on.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you 100%. I do want to touch the topic on before we end it. I know it feel like it's so soon, but we right at the mark. I want to talk about beauty. Beauty. We know women are beautiful. My wife is beautiful. My girls are beautiful. I've been with, good looking women. And something that we ended with the second episode, we ended where we said a statement like, some women are just beautiful. That's it. They have nothing else to offer. They just look beautiful. And I think to elaborate on that, I think some women know that, and they think pretty privilege is a way to get wifed up, right? But
no, yeah, I get you.
You can be wifed up, but it's also a downside to that, because once those looks go away,
because the song go by the Temptations, beauty's only skin deep.
Right.
In the song, it says like, what I like about you is your tenderness.
Right.
You may got, you know what I'm saying, you may got a pretty face, but you know what I'm saying, but that ain't gonna keep a praise.
Right.
Like you just said, D. Looks fade.
Looks definitely fade. And speaking of looks, man, what do you say about women, man? I don't, weight matters to me, bro. Weight matters to me. And it's a couple girls that I've have had talked to in the past, and I passed on it because I was afraid, they was already borderline where, if they had kids, they will be, kind of be obese, and I have a preference, and I think everybody should be entitled to their preference, right? A man, I don't think it's sassy for a man to have a preference to want to be with a particular type of woman, and I don't think it's messed up for a woman to have a standard to want to be with some type of guy, right? I want to say, like, when it comes to weight, like, do you think that's shallow? Do you think it plays an important part in dating? How do you view that?
I'm gonna tell you something, D. For me, self-care is important.
Okay.
Self-care is important. Like, you know what I'm saying? Taking care of yourself is important.
Okay.
We don't body shame, you know, but you have to you have to take care of yourself.
Right.
You know, for me, you know, I'm not into the plus size. You know, for the men that love for some men, because matter of fact, I knew this one person that he had a preference, and D, I'm gonna tell you, his preference was, he said he like 400-pound.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, I said, man, that's a lot you got to work with. You know, and I was talking to him. I'm like, D, beat this. I'm like, you know, I said, man, now he's skinny, you know, about my build. So imagine, like, you know what I'm saying? He said he like to be smothered in it. You know, shout out to the big women. I done seen some beautiful big women. I don't body shame.
Me too.
I done seen some beautiful big women. So, but you know, self-care is important. I'll leave it at that for me.
Yeah. I think for me, like, I agree with you. I've seen some big women that, you know, plus size women that they look good, you know. But for me, it's like, for my personal, like, I can't deny, like, it doesn't like, it don't make me horny, if that's the word. I mean, when
you in this word, man.
Look, all I can say is that's the only word that I got.
I get it. I get it.
But when I see my wife, like, man, like, she checked all the boxes physically in the sense of what I like, you know. And like I said, did I like, you know, bigger women? Yeah. But I didn't see myself long term with them.
I understand.
And I know weight can fluctuate, but I just figured that if you already borderline without kids, I just logically, I will assume that, you know, because most women, when they have kids, they get they gain weight. So I think weight for me play a part in that preference, and I don't want to get shamed because of my preference. Nobody should be shamed because of their preference, because
no,
women have their preference of 6'2", 6'4".
And we are, and you know, we love all women here.
Right. So, yes.
Yeah.
And I just want to let y'all know, I'm married, but I've been there, and I think all women are beautiful in their own way. I'm not the judge, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? He just said his friend 400 plus. That's what he do. I'm not shaming him. That is kind of crazy. You know, that's crazy. That's crazy.
You know what I said? I couldn't judge him though, because he looked at me in my eyes, man, and he said, "This is what I like."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This is what I like.
Right.
I didn't shame him or nothing. I said, "That's what you like." Am I going down that road? No, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But it's all good though, D.
Yeah. Man, I guess we gotta wrap it up, but man, it's always a pleasure to have you on, Jay. It's definitely a pleasure.
It's always good talking to you, man.
Yeah, I definitely love your questions, man. I think you we gotta go hard next one, man. I gotta get you back on here, because they love you, man. They love you. You're not here in person with me, but they hear your voice.
Oh yeah.
So make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. You know, tell me what y'all think. You know, I want to elaborate back on the questions of, you know, should men pay on the first date? How much? What's a good date? For me personally, I think the first date I think that's the interview in person. Check the vibe in person, because you can vibe through text, but again, you're gonna be a whole nother person in person. Beauty. What do you think about beauty? Beauty is vain. Beauty, you know, even the Bible said beauty is constantly fleeting, you know. we getting older. Every day we dying daily, right? And there's always somebody that look better, taller, stronger. It's always somebody, that's better. But what holds a value in a person? And I think that's the inside. You know what I'm saying? The reason why y'all like Jay is because it's not his looks. He's a handsome guy, but it's because of his questions and how he articulate these questions, and that keeps everything rolling. So just give me y'all feedback. Share it with your mama, your daddy, your grandma, anybody. We love y'all. Peace.
Hey, robbery, prom night, interviews, build up, band drums, drum line, stand up, moments, closer. He was ready for the moment. Game time getting closer. Everybody kinda nervous.